Yo, what's up, guys? Today is Friday, currently 9 p.m. right here, and it's currently raining outside. That's why you see me with hoodie, stuff like that. It's extremely cold here. So, without wasting your time, what I'm gonna be talking about today with you is fundamentals. Fundamentals. Now, I do notice there's a lot of videos on YouTube about technical analysis, strategies, and stuff like that. But you don't find a lot of videos that really go deep into fundamentals, uh, fundamental analysis for those who do not know. So you don't find a lot of videos like that, and fundamentals is like the core of what we do here. It's like the core. So once you lack the core, I mean, people do well with technicals and stuff like that. But I, for one, think if if you're giving everything like I do, it's just best to know like the overall picture. You know, it's just best to know the overall picture. So for me, that's what I think. I don't know about you, but if technicals is all you want, then good and fine. But me, I want the overall picture. This is something I'm doing for a long term, right? It's not like getting in and getting out. It's something I want to do for a very long time. So the more information I get about the market is very advantageous to me, right? It's very advantageous. Now, before we jump straight to the fundamentals, don't take my word for it, right? Don't take my word for it. Like I said, it's not like I'm gonna sit here and tell you this is the best video you're gonna see or what you normally usually hear people say here. That the best, stuff like that. Nah, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that, yeah. But what I can do tell you, what I can do, or what I can say is if you take your time, yeah, if you take your time and watch the videos that are gonna be coming up within the next few days, you are if like if you don't learn one or two things from it, then I'm a joke, right? Which I am not. I know 100% I am not. But if you take your time and study the videos that are coming up within the next series, because it's gonna be long. It's not gonna, fundamentals is a very broad subject, right? So it's gonna be a bit long, and I cannot do it in one video. So I'm gonna like cut it into sectors, right? I don't know how many videos it's gonna be because as we progress, then I just know there are things I have to say, right? There are things I have to say, and there are things I have to put it in a certain way so that it's easier for you to understand. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So if you do your due diligence, yeah, if you study the material, don't take my word for it. Like I said, take the information I'm giving you, back test it yourself, or rather for test it, test it in the live market, and then come back and tell me if it doesn't work. Then we can talk. We can now talk. But don't just take my word for it. Do your own part. I'm here to do my part. I want to share my experience. And mind you, I'm not that kind of person that really like putting myself out here. I like to just, I like to chill. I like to just be on my lane. But sometimes I'm sure, sometimes I just want to put some certain information out because I know for sure it's going to help somebody out there. I mean, if I had come across this information in my early years, I would have been far more better than where I am here. I would have been far more better than where I am. So, but if you're coming across the information, take your time, go through it, and let's see how it goes, right? So let's dive straight into it. Now, fundamentals. What are we talking about? Fundamentals. Now, with respect to fundamentals, we are basically talking about the background, like the what's happening underneath, like what are the things driving the market. The market is not being driven by technical analysis or stuff like that, or the strategies that you hear. It's about what's happening behind, what are the forces acting behind the currencies here. And also, what you have to know is there are different markets, right? So we have the stock market, we have the crypto market, and the forex market. So, and inside the forex market, we have different tools that you can trade, right? And different things makes you look at different things. So if you're looking at a certain aspect in the forex market, you are obliged to look at some certain things, because certain things, certain information drives certain currencies. So if you're looking at gold, you have to look at news that correspond to gold. If you're looking at indices, stuff like that, you have to look at news that correspond to indices. If you're looking at currencies, if you're looking at currencies, then you have to look at news that drives currencies. And also, now there are people out there, that look at all currencies. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. But you can ask them though, but I don't know how to do it. And I don't even wanna know. Yeah, I don't even wanna know. But what I do know is I look at one currency, or let me say I look at one pair, not one currency rather. I look at one pair, right? One pair of currency, which is GBP USD. If you look at my screen, top left, you're gonna see I look at only GBP USD. Now, when you're looking at a certain pair like that, it now brings down what you have to look for. It becomes a lot more smaller. Like, let me take for example, if I'm to look at Euro USD, if I'm to look at GBP USD, if I'm to look at CAD, Canadian dollar, right? If I'm to look at the Swiss franc, if I'm to look at the yuan, if I'm to look at the Japanese yen, yeah. Now, all these things, for example, all these currencies, all these different currencies, they have GDP. They have what? They have GDP, they have inflation, they have interest rate. So, if I'm looking at six currencies, it means if you multiply 6 GDP by 3, it means I'm looking at possibly 18 different, right? I'm looking at 3 CPI, I'm looking at 3 GDPs, I'm looking at 3 interest rates. So everything is like 3, right? So instead of looking at just maybe 6, or maybe 6 news, 6 indications or 6 indicators, I'm looking at now 18, which is crazy. Yeah, which is crazy. Instead of just looking at the GDP on USD and on on pounds, you have to look at GDP on the pounds, the Swiss franc, the yuan, the CAD, the euro. So when you're tracking the market like that, it's very, very bulky. It's very, very bulky. I don't know if your forex mentor have ever told you this, but simplicity in the market is key, right? Is key. And the only way to simplify what you see is to reduce what you see. Like, you don't want to be looking at 10 different things if you can't control if you don't have really the control over. I prefer you start with one, master the one, and then move on to the next. That's what I do, right? That's what I tell the people around me to do. You look for one thing, you master it, you move. So you look for one, right? You master, you become the best at it, right? And then from there now you can be like, okay, now I'm good at this, right? I know when it's gonna react. I know when this is gonna happen. I know when this is gonna happen. Or not like but you know that there's a high probability that my entries will come at this time on this pair, or this time, or this time, or this time. So because of that, now you have now the possibilities to look at other instruments at your liking. Not like, if you're satisfied, you can just stick with one, because like we all know, the market, like the forex market, moves like trillions of dollars per day, and inside a single currency like euro USD alone has like 50-60% of that volume. And then the pounds and the others, they occupy the rest. So one, no matter how much you want to make, you can make that amount from one currency alone. It doesn't matter what you're trading, be it gold or pounds or the dollar. You know, you can make that amount of money from just one pair. right? So, like I said, first and foremost, simplicity is, simplicity is key. Simplicity here is is key. So you have to simplify your everything that you say. You have to simplify what you want, right? In the forex market. So I advise you focus on one pair, but on this exercise we're gonna focus on one pair, which is what I do, which is the pair I look at, right? So also we're gonna focus on what? We're gonna focus on one pair, which which is EBP USD. Alright, that is the pair I trade. So we're gonna focus on that pair. Now, what are the indicators that I look at when it comes to uh, trading the pounds, right? What are the indicators? Now, mind you, when I say indicators, I don't mean the indicators that you know. I'm talking about news outlets. Things that things that could potentially give me some information that this NFP is gonna. Okay, let's take for example, NFP is gonna come out bullish, right? Now, what previous data can potentially give me an idea that could tell me that okay, NFP is gonna be bullish or NFP is gonna be bearish? What previous data release can give me an idea to be looking at NFP, right? So those are what I call indicators. So those small news outlets is what I call indicators, right? So yeah, let's get it now. Let's just summarize what are the news outlets that I look at that I really look at when I'm trading the pounds and the dollar, right? So first and foremost, we have what the big ones, the big three, right? We have GDP, right? We have GDP. We have inflation, which is CPI, inflation or CPI. We have what? We have interest rates, right? We have unemployment, unemployment. We have employment, right? We have unemployment claims, unemployment claims, unemployment claims. We have existing and new home sales, right? We have ISM manufacturing and services PMI, right? We have also the job market as job market as the amount of jobs opening, right? Obviously, we have the NFP, which is like one of the major ones. NFP on USD, right? What do we have again? We also have retail sales, right? We also have retail sales. Also have retail sales. Also have average hourly earnings, right? So we have employment, right? We have employment and unemployment rate, which hourly earnings. Okay, we have PPI, right? We have PPI, all they call PPI, and that's the Producer's Price Index, right? And this the CPI and the stuff like that. So also we have consumer sentiments.
Tell us how, what are you again now?
One minute. We have
They don't go on one side.
official bank rates. We have official bank rates. We have official bank rates. I think. We have of FOMC, right? Federal Open Market Committee, right? FOMC. So yeah, these are. So I have broken down all the ones I look at. These are all the indicators, right? These are all the indicators. Now, in the following videos, I'm going to divide them. I'm going to divide them into two. We have that of USD, and then we have that of GDP, right? I'm gonna share them. Okay, how are they? How do they interconnect? How can we link from one from this or this, or how can we, or what are they basically telling us, right? What are they basically telling us? So these are all the news. These are all the news outlets that I look at right here, right? Any other thing aside from this, I do not really care. Right? I do not really care. These are the ones I focus on. So I'm gonna break it down on the next video, and let's see how it goes, right? Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna catch you on the next video. So peace out.